Hello guys, Griffin here, and today I am going to be showing you my Zombie AFK XP Farm design. Now, the way this works is not complicated, but it's complex. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking it up into different parts when I explain it, so that way you can understand how each and every part works and how all of it works as a whole. One last thing I will note is I will not be explaining everything block by block, much rather I will be telling you everything you need to know to easily understand and replicate each section. So when you go to use this, you're going to have to set up your inventory in a certain way. What you're going to do is you're going to take an egg and put it at any place in your hotbar, and fill the rest of your inventory with an item. It doesn't matter what item it is as long as it fills up your entire inventory. Once you do that, you're going to right click this lever, walk into this small room, and make sure you're aligned on the back wall. Once you do that, you're going to start right clicking on the cauldron. As you can see, the eggs are hitting the mob, and the mob is going up into the lava blade and dying. So what's going on is when you right click with an egg, it'll interact with the environment. However, a cauldron is an interactable block, so whenever you right click on an interactable block like a cauldron, or as we all know, as a better example, a chest, we'll know that it doesn't throw the egg. Instead, it just makes a throwing motion. When an entity crosses between you and the cauldron while you're throwing an egg, the entity will then become the target. Since an entity is a valid target to be hit by an egg, it'll throw the egg. Now the difference between a chest and a cauldron is a chest has a GUI, the cauldron does not. When you right click on a chest, instead of throwing the egg, it'll open up the GUI. However, for a cauldron, when you right click with an egg, your player will be stuck in a throwing cycle until a valid target gets between you and the cauldron. So the way this small room works is when the player hits the lever found over here, it'll unlock a hopper clock, which will then provide this dropper with updates, which will spit out eggs to the player. The player will then pick up eggs, and any excess eggs that the player cannot pick up will go into this hopper right here. When they go into this hopper, it'll then go through the entire system and go back around into this dropper. In more specific terms on how this works, when the player flicks the lever right here, it'll unpower this redstone torch right here. When this redstone torch is powered, it'll provide power to this redstone dust right here, which locks these two hoppers. When these two hoppers are locked, they will not provide any pulses to either comparator, which will put the system into an off state. So when the player flicks the lever right here, it's pretty much turning the system on. This comparator will get pulses, and then it'll power this dropper right here, providing eggs for the player. When the player can't pick up the eggs, they'll then go into this hopper right here, go through the hopper line all the way down to this dropper. This dropper also receives updates from this comparator right here. So when the dropper dispenses eggs into the water stream, they'll then flow through this water, and they'll go into this type of item elevator. They'll go all the way up through this water stream and into these two hoppers right here, which lead into this dropper. Another thing to note about this small room is the half slab right here and the water stream that heads in this direction. The reason for the half slab in the water stream is so that the XP can easily get to the user without building up. However, that's not the only purpose of the water stream. The water stream also helps get baby chickens out of the area without cluttering this area up, preventing this design from not working whatsoever. Now, a water stream isn't the only thing needed to get rid of a baby chicken. Part of a baby chicken's AI is being used with this water stream. A baby chicken's AI tests to see if there's any adult chickens in a certain radius. If there are, the chicken will then make its way to the adult chicken. This water stream is the best path to adult chickens that are right over here. However, the baby chicken will not be able to tell that it can't get there, and instead will drop below to its death, whether that be a lava blade, cactus, or whatever you choose. Now, as you notice, the water stream does have another side to it. Any mobs that survived having eggs being thrown at them will then go through this side of the water stream, and then go up this water elevator, up to this part, all the way back around, and flow back into the area where they get killed. Now the reason for the lava blade over here, even though the zombies are, in theory, the only mob that should be able to take this part of the water stream, is because sometimes baby chickens will not take this path, and for whatever reason will wind up over here. This lava blade kills the baby chickens and prevents the buildup of any baby chickens possibly happening. While I'm still on the topic of chickens, I'll mention how the player gets infinite eggs. Each individual chicken that's on top of the soul sand will lay an egg once every 7 minutes. That gets picked up by the hopper beneath the soul sand and then gets put into the system that I explained earlier. Now that's pretty much all there is to this tutorial. Hopefully everything I explained will allow you to easily understand and replicate this design. Now before I close this video off, I will give credit to where credit is due. Test is the person that came up with the item elevator design, and Simply Sark is the person that made the video on the animal code. You can click on the screen right now in order to see those 2 videos. So that's pretty much all there is to this video. This has been Griffin, and I hope to see you next time.